What's up, YouTube? Erod212 here with another video. So today we're going to look at the top 5 underrated X-Men books in my collection. When I say underrated, I mean 5 books that I think have the ability to grow in the future based on be it story arcs or what Marvel decides to do. Before we start that, please hit the like button. If you like this type of content, hit the subscription. If you have not subscribed, welcome to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys coming out and showing support. And please leave comments. I love answering the comments. It gives me the ability to further grow this channel and show some content that I might not have shown in the past. So, this channel is all about the community. So your comments and questions all count. So I appreciate that. But let's start it off, all right? So we're going to do 5 X-Men books. The last one being one that's popular, but I'll show you the little twist to that. Okay. First book up is going to be X-Men number 107. So for those of you who are not aware, this is the first appearance of the Starjammers. Starjammers were a group of intergalactic heroes that came into the X-Men story arc. It turns out, long story short, after some ongoings, it's determined that Corsair, the leader of the Starjammers, is the father of Cyclops and Havoc. Ooh, mind blower. So if Marvel decides when they introduce the MCU to go with some type of a space odyssey type of thing and get away from the normal Phoenix resurrection and all that other stuff, you can go right into this stuff, introduce all kinds of space aliens like Chad and all these other characters that Binary was part of there too. It would be a really, really fun story. And you'd get to tell the origin of Cyclops, possibly show Corsair as his father. Also leads into Lalandra, who becomes a love of Professor Xavier. So just a lot. But this book costs about $60 now, but a CGC 9.8 on this book is $6,300. A 9.6 is $532. A 9.4 goes for $341, and a 9.2 goes for $290. Now, the reason that 9.8 goes for $6,300 is there are only 42 9.8s in the census right now. I do own a copy of it, but it's put away, so I didn't bring it out to show it. But just a great read, and everything I said there, I just think it has the ability to still grow more. And that's what I think each one of these books, some of them are common and known to you, have the ability to continue to grow and are still worth grabbing. Let's look at book number 2. And this is a book that everybody knows about. And that's X-Men number 60. And this is the first appearance of Sauron. So for those of you who don't know, Sauron, Karl Lycos, first appears in X-Men number 60. He became very famous and popular with the generation of kids who watched the X-Men cartoons in the 90s. Sauron was an integral part of that. What Sauron brings to the MCU and to the X-Men that I feel is that he's tied into the Savage Land. Another way that they could take the X-Men and go off on another story arc. There's been rumors that Shayna, the She-Devil, would be in. If she's in, you're probably going to see her husband, Kazar, and his saber-tooth tiger, Zabu, in there. Just a lot of good stuff. Magneto went into the Savage Land for a while. But a VF copy of this book right now goes for about $80 raw. Now, a CGC 9.8 is $2,160. 9.6, and the last one sold in 2018, so it's been a while. This book is probably spiked up. I would say it's a minimum of $1,000 book now if it sells. Was sold for $592. As you can see, a 9.4 sold for $600, and a 9.2 sold for $350. There are only 10 9.8s in the census and 39 6s. So that's why we see that price being a little high on this book. But if you can find this in the wild, even a 9.2 is a $350 book. And so you're talking, usually you go half. So if you go in a 9.0, you're talking a $175 book, and an 8.5 is still probably a $100 book. So nice book to pick up. And then that's my next book. and it's right here because I do own multiple copies of this. I'm a believer in this book. And that's X-Men number 244, and that's the first appearance of Jubilation Lee, goes by the code name of Jubilee, and this book is about a $20 book, $29 book, and there's a typo there. I apologize for that. CGC 9.8 goes for about $209.6. The last sold was $79. Oh, it's 90 days is 79. The last sold for 122. 9.4's average is 60, with the last sold at 70, and a 9.2 sold for 41 with the last sold at 51. So it is seeing a small gradual increase. Jubilee was portrayed in the movies, although it was short. I think that there's a lot to this character that could be brought. She hits a lot of demographics that Marvel likes to use. Also, I mean, there's a bunch of different story arcs. She became a mother to a child. She also became a vampire, which was a great story arc. So just another character I don't think has been fully developed and has the opportunity to continue to grow. And if put on the screen, be it in an MCU movie, more likely a Disney Plus series. You could even do a Hulu series where it's a little darker. This book has a chance to grow. Now, there are a lot of 9.8s. There are 770 copies in 9.8s. So it's not a book that's, hard to find, but there are a lot of them. The fourth book is a book that I don't know if a lot of people follow it, but this run here by Grant Morrison, I believe it was, New X-Men 134, and this is the first appearance of Kid Omega, who's Quentin Quire. Great first appearance. If you saw my other series, I highlighted Phantom X. It's from the same series, New X-Men. But Quentin Quire is an interesting character. He's an Omega-level mutant with telekinesis powers. And I think that this character could be developed into so much. If you're looking for characters that are super powerful, not as big, that you want to flesh out a story arc and everything else, this is the kind of book to get. It's a $10 book, a 9.8 on this book. It went for $95. The last one sold for $88. A 9.6 sold for $42. And its last one sold for $51. 9.4 sold for $34. There are 96 9.8s in the CGC census. So I'm telling you, read up on Quentin Quire. Take a look at him. His power ability is off the chain, as powerful as possibly Charles Xavier when it comes to telekinesis and all of that stuff. Just do some research on it. I think this is a character that you'll find quite interesting. I did. I read all of this stuff. There was also a whole story arc that they did where Wolverine ran the Academy for Mutants, and Quentin Quire played a big role in that. So it was something that I really enjoyed. There's actually quite a few characters. It's kind of like what they are doing now with Doctor Strange, with Strange Academy, and bringing all these new young characters. Well, that's what Marvel did previously with Wolverine with mutants. And if you ever get a chance to read that, take a look at that. It's a fun read. And then I'm going to show you the last book that I got here. I'm a big fan of this book. Big fan of this book. I've talked about it before. I've seen some other people bring it out now. So it's starting to pick up some steam slowly but surely. So let's take a look at it. And that's this book here. And that's X-Men 221. As most of us know, this is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Iconic book. 9.8s on this have risen. But this book here is the So Much Fun variant. All right, and it'll say classic going across it. So now this book was included in toy stores in some games, I believe it was, that were only in select stores, which So Much Fun, I think, was the toy store that had them. They produced, I believe it was 4 or 5 titles for Marvel, 5 titles for DC, and 2 titles for like Archie Comics, I believe it was. There are only rumored to be between 5 and 10,000 of these in existence. So for the print run that this came out, that's probably as short as a newsstand. So this book in a 9.8 is a tough, tough book to find. Let's take a look at it. So as I said, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. You could probably find a VF copy for about $50 on this book. There are no 9/8s in the census being sold recently. A 9/6 went for $255, but the last one sold for $134, so it sold way under. Must have been a freak sale because 9/4, you'll see, was $254 is the average on there. And then there are no 9/2s or 9/0s. Like I said, it's kind of a scarce book. But even an 8.5 sold for $110. So there are, like I said, there are no 9/8s in the census. There are only 6 9.6s in the census, and only 5 9/4s. But when you read, and if you're looking this book up on the CGC census, it won't show up as the So Much Fun variant or anything else. It'll show up as second printing. All right. So just something to look for if you're ever hunting this book, or you happen to hit a comic shop. I know I was out with the Defects and the boys at a shop, and Matt Forge came across this and brought it to my attention. I asked him if he was going to buy it. He's like, nah, go ahead, take it. They had it for $2. Pretty nice copy. Probably like an 8.5 copy or so. But we're talking an 8.5 is a $110 book. Maybe a 9.0. So you know, that's it. I just wanted to share those books with you. Hope you guys like this. I'm going to try and do this more often. Throw in what I feel are underrated books, kind of like that book especially. But, you know, books like that, the Quentin Quire, that not even a cover appearance for him. So unless you know about this book, and you probably passed through this book a whole bunch of times, wouldn't know that it's a first appearance. Same thing with the Jubilee over here. We kind of know that book, but she doesn't make a cover appearance on there also. And the Sauron is iconic because he's right on the front cover right there. But, yeah, that's it for now. Like I said, leave comments, and I'll get back to them, and maybe we can come up with some more different videos that we can put out there. But till next one, peace.